They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my people. Yes, you said Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Dog eats a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog eats a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog eats a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog eats a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Dog eats a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog eats a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog eats a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog eats a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood, Slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit a Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Someday you'll see just how
send my bro a kite quick. Times of war, we ain't forget about you, keep your light lit. Rappers can't see, most of them scared to witness. Go and close your eyes, there's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences, 23 and 1 out. Praying that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury, I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Going on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on this war been my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in this war been my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Dasani. My wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain, it's a shame. So I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tech, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Taha Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Light is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. It can't, the streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on this war in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in this war in my whole life. My whole life.
Okay. Homie, I've been...
There's a king that's coming back to save our people. Now, we should be preparing ourselves for the return of our king, not stuck up in these denominations and religions that's destroying our people and destroying our nation.
So when we are in this kingdom and our brother and sister is doing wickedly in this kingdom, we must tell them, look, the world is expecting you to stay docile, to stay stupid.
That's what Christianity teaches our people. Teaches our people to hate one another and love the oppressor. Like, we'll never forgive one another for anything that another brother or sister do to us, but we'll forgive the oppressor in a heartbeat. There's something wrong with that, man.
Imagine living your life as a whole Christian your whole life, and life's good because you're a Christian and Jesus is white and everything's going great, and there's a landslide and the earth opens up and you go downstairs and you walk through this place and you see a black Jesus, man. Why is Jesus Christ black with an afro in the catacombs, man? This predates the Renaissance period.
So when you read the book of Genesis, the trees in the garden with other nations, a leaf, what does a leaf do to a tree? Cover the tree. So Adam took the covering of another nation. What's the covering of another nation? Their culture. So when the Most High saw him, say, "Yo, Adam, where are you, man? Why are you? Don't mean I can't find you." He means like, who is this nigga? Like, where are you, man? I don't know you.
Okay. So the Ba al Banya Yasha'ala wa Amarath al Ham Mawa'idya Yahweh. The Ba means speak. Al, when it's joined with something, so al Banya means what? Unto, right? Excellent. So al when it's joined with something means unto. Banya means children. Yasha'ala is Israel. So unto the children of Israel.
Like if it's one thing a hoe gonna do, a hoe gonna hold. But you ain't, she can't hold if there's nobody to hold with. And the thing she said at the end, where she said, I went back and I lied to him and he still wouldn't do it. And then she threw up her hands and she said, well, he'll just be a brother. That's what we need.
That's
brothers.
right.
If we have more brothers, hoes like her wouldn't have no outlet.
There was a man in the land of Oz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright.
There you go, the man called Job. I think Job is what that afflicted. And that man was perfect and upright, meaning what? You can be perfect, man. Job was a man like everybody else, man. Job wasn't no angel, he didn't come from the heavens. And that man was perfect, meaning what? You can be perfect in the Bible. Being perfect is in the Bible.
Had fringes on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith that y'all know Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain a $1.50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause them niggas getting fouled, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow.
Yeah. UPK shit, man. One West. Hey. I'm a UPK nigga. I'm stuck in my ways. That's on them. Letting cowards fill up they ranks. Goddamn. Lost tribes got them following waves. Loyalty a lifestyle, nigga. I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm a saint, no New Orleans, it's going up. Next spot we at the B&B. I'm turned up, I'll pull up in the SRT. Burning rubber, hey, UPK shit. Look, met her at the club, told her pull up to the lobby. She know I'm in the coat, we're all black, no Illuminati. This my other half shit, I can't move without it. These my motherfucking brothers, yeah, what I'm gonna do without them, yeah. If it's beef, I can't wait to sink my teeth in. Niggas going overboard, they off the deep end. Why you tripping off that hoe? That's some weak shit. Told him put me in the game cause I love defense. Yeah, put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Yeah, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, and she say she find me interesting. Yeah, want me to call, put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Hey, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, and she say she find me interesting. Yeah, want me to call, I ain't gotta settle, I got options, ma. No, I stand on business, my name not Tazar. I'll pop you with this pocket rock. Feed a nigga shells like a taco truck. Hey, this bitch got sound effects, it go pew pew pew. I ain't tripping on no drink, got bottles in a room. I'm in Durham, North Carolina, bitch, it's 12 a.m. Look at them, they ain't none of us, and we ain't them. I told him, put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Hey, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, she say she find me interesting. Yeah, want me to call, put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Hey, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, she say she find me interesting. Want me to call, yeah. UPK shit, man, you already know what it is. It's the 55th annual Passover, man, turn up. We gon' do this shit the UPK way, not the other way. You hear me? Yeah.
Shalom Israel, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Barakatham, to all the brothers, Yahweh Shema Alathan Ba'ashem Yahushai, to all the sisters. This is the ISUPK style, started out 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, on the commanding Johnny Yohana. You know what I'm saying? We teach the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians of the transatlantic slave trade. You are the biblical Israelites. You are the chosen people of God that the Bible speaks of, right? And with that comes rules, it comes instruction, it comes a language, it comes a culture that we have that is separate to all these other nations, to every other nation on the face of the earth, above all these nations, right? And what we're going to get into today is brotherhood. I'm going to get into the brotherhood and how brothers should treat their wives, how husbands should treat their wives, and how sisters should treat their husbands. All right, that in itself is brotherhood. All right, how to treat your family, how to treat your wife, your children, what your children need to see in a relationship. They need to see a strong bond between their parents, right? So they can grow up healthy, knowing, you know, what to look for in their partner as well, right? They need that strong close bond with their parents, so they grow up, you know, healthy, having a good mindset or a good perception of what love looks like, right? So I'm just waiting my reader Vidar to get in, but while we I can get to the first scripture right now. So first of all, when it comes to marriage, I'm also in Christ. I think I'm going right here. I'm waiting till it gets settled down. So when it comes to marriage, the first thing we need to know is who can we marry, right? Who can we marry? Who can be our wife? For sisters, who can be our husband? All right. So we're going to get into that first because there are laws. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah. Most High in Christ. We're going to get into that right now because there are laws in the Bible of who you are able to marry, who you are able to sleep with, right? In the Bible, sex is marriage. So whoever you're sleeping with, that is your husband or that is your wife, right? It ain't no, you know, you're having sex with this person, having sex with this person, but you ain't married nobody. Once you have sex with somebody, that is, if you're a brother, you have sex with a woman, that is your wife. You are required to keep her, right? So if I was a brother, I would think very carefully and be very selective of who you decide to stick your rod in, because that sister, you should stay with her until either of you die or if she commits fornication, right? Aside from that, aside from adultery, there's no reason you should leave her, right? So it's important that you pick a sister that you're going to be able to deal with, right? Some of these sisters, they giving that tail up, but their mind is crazy, and you're gonna have to deal with that, or you're breaking the law if you decide to leave and write her a bill of divorcement, right? Like they were doing, you know what I'm saying, in the time of Moses. If you leave that sister, you are breaking the law of God. So you want to be very selective on who you choose. Sisters also, if you leave that brother, you are breaking the laws of God and you are committing adultery, right? If you leave that brother and get with another brother, you've now become a whore. So you want to be very careful and be very selective of who you choose to lay down with, who you choose to marry. All right. Vidar, if you could get me Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 1, Baba Kushar. And shalom also to everybody that's in the chat. You know what I'm saying? We got Officer Tazapo and Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah, powerful officer from Manchester. This is the brother that would usually hold the class. You know what I'm saying? But he couldn't make it today, so I'm covering in for him. All right, we got Adolphus Last, Most High in Christ, you know what I'm saying, always checking in. We got Kayala, Shalom Yahweh Shema Allah Thaba Shem Yahushai, you know what I'm saying, from Lafayette, Louisiana. Shout out to Lafayette, Louisiana. We got Shara Pa, Shalom Sis, Yahweh Shema Allah Thaba Shem Yahushai, out of the UK. We got Sis in the Kaf, Yahweh Shema Allah Thaba Shem Yahushai, you know what I'm saying, and she said Shalom to all the sisters also. And we got Naima as well. All right, Shalom sis, Yahweh Shema Allah Thaba Shem Yahushai. Also, let me put in the chat real quick. If there's anybody that is still working on obtaining your Hebrew name, what you're going to want to do is sign this attendance sheet. Right, so I'm gonna put this in the chat. I'm gonna pin it in the comments. You want to fill this in, right? Let me see. It should be sending on these platforms. For some reason, I'm not able to go live on the Facebook, but we are live on the YouTube and on the Instagram. All right, so I'm gonna make sure that's in the. Oh, select. I didn't click to go live on Instagram. All right, we're gonna go live now. All right. So anybody that's working on obtaining their Hebrew name, you want to sign sign in by that Google link. All right, today's topic, we're going over how husbands should treat their wives and how wives should treat their husbands according to the Bible. All right, now the first thing is, this is for Blacks, Hispanics, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. The first thing you need to know is who you are able to marry. All right, so if you could read that scripture for me, Baba Kushar, in Deuteronomy 7:1.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and have cast out many nations.
Mm-hmm. So when the Most High delivers us onto this land, meaning He brings us to this land, so we're going to possess this land now, right? And He's cast out. So the nations that were in this land, these was African nations that were in this land, they've been cast out by the Most High, so that His chosen people could dwell in this land, right? Go ahead.
Before thee, the Hittites and the Girgashites and the Amorites.
The Amorites.
And the Canaanites.
Canaanites, yep.
And the Perizzites.
Yep, the Perizzites and the Hivites and the Jebusites. Go ahead from there.
And the Hivites and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mighty than thou.
So these is all African, African tribes and African nations, right? These were 7 nations greater than us. They were more in number. They had military might, but the Most High cast them out so that we could inherit that land. All right, we didn't have that military power, but we had the Most High, and those nations had to get gone or they would be slain. When the Most High is with the children of Israel, there is no nation that can stand. There is no military might. You think even America or Great Britain with their military, powers, you can oppress us now because the Most High is not with. His power has been removed from us until we serve Him. But once our nation, once Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians serve the Most High and turn back, and He turns back to us, ain't no nation on the face of this earth can stand against the power of the Most High. Ain't no military might, there ain't no missile or no nuke that can stand against the Most High. All right, so even though those 7 nations were greater and mightier than us, they were cast out. All right, go ahead.
Verse 2. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them.
And when the Lord our God delivered them before us, meaning He delivered them to be slain. He delivered them. His might broke down these nations, and they were delivered unto us. They were put into our hands. All right. And what instruction did He give us to do?
And to utterly destroy them.
To smite them and to utterly destroy them. Right?
Right.
We commanded to smite them, put them down. All right. Not to make bonds with them, not to make friends with them. The Most High ain't really about that, happy clappy kumbaya. He delivered those nations unto us to smite them and utterly destroy them. All right, go ahead.
Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy.
No covenant, meaning no promise with them. And we shouldn't show any mercy unto them. We shouldn't feel sorry for these, African nations, because they don't feel sorry for us. They don't feel sorry for us when they sold us to that white man to be enslaved, to be killed, to be oppressed. They had no mercy for us. Most High commanded us not to have no mercy for them. All right. These are our enemies according to the Bible. Nations that the Most High delivered unto us. All right, to be slain. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Neither shall thou make marriages with them.
Neither shall we make marriages with them. We shouldn't be laying down with these other nations. Listen, I know, brother, I know they easy because these other nations are whores. These other nations, the white woman is the easiest woman on the face of this earth. She will open her legs to anybody. I know they're easy, but we should make no marriages with them. These Hamites too. I see every time I go out, there's a damn Hamite trying to chat to me. But listen, they easy as hell. I know. Brothers that starving, you'll fall victim to that. But the Bible says you should make no marriages unto them. You should make no marriages unto them. You are not to sleep with these heathen nations. All right, go ahead.
Thou daughters, thou shalt not make unto his son, nor his
So thy
son.
daughter you shall not give unto his son, meaning you should not give your young daughters or the sisters in this nation unto them crusty Hamites, unto them funky Moabites, unto them dry and smells like dog Edomites. You should not give your daughters unto them. Go ahead.
Nor his daughter shalt thou make unto thy son.
And you don't take their funky ass daughters unto your children, unto your sons. You don't take their daughters, you know what I'm saying? And that's so important. And the Most High said that because in the black community, whenever there's a like I say your daughter brings home a white man, it's like you're more happy to see a lot of these sisters, a lot of these mothers is more happy to see their daughter with a white man. It's like more of a, it's like they get more excited about it. You know what I'm saying? And they are more pleasant and more open to her having a white man or bringing a white man home or bringing any other nation home than bringing her own, bringing another black, Hispanic, Native Indian man. You have all this energy when she brings home a white man. You think she made it in life because she brought home a crusty white man. It's a lie. You think she damn near made it in life. But the Most High says you shouldn't give your daughters unto these people. You shouldn't take their daughters unto your sons. Don't be happy if your son brings home. You better chastise that boy and say, Salakia, this ain't it. If you slept with them now, if you slept with them, you can't leave them. But you should instill from very young. You should stick with your own. Don't get with these Hamites, these so-called Africans. Don't get with these, your oppressor. Don't get with these Arabs, the oppressors in every corner store. They have all our wealth. They sell us our own damn products. Don't get with these people and make them richer and make them better. Give your might and your strength unto them. Listen, our sisters, the most beautiful sisters on the face of their planet. You're gonna give your body unto an oppressor. You're gonna give your body willingly. Back in the day, he used to take that. He used to take that and have his way with you. And you're gonna willingly give him your body. These brothers, the black man is the most desired man on the face of this earth. And you're gonna give your body unto this heathen woman. Again, your oppressor that treated you like a pet. You're gonna give yourself unto him, unto her, like you. That's crazy work. I don't know about you, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't look myself in the eyes knowing that every night I sleep next to somebody who used to own me back in the day. You think you're getting your reparations? Listen, she still owns you. This is her kingdom. You ain't getting no reparations. Listen, I said it earlier. The so-called, the Edomite woman, the Shedamite, is the biggest whore on the planet. That ain't no prize. Listen, Salakia. I don't know about you. That ain't no prize. Talking about. I hear brothers all the time talking about. I'm getting my reparations with this. Listen, she's just living out her fantasy. She's a whore. A whore's gonna do what a whore's gonna do. It don't matter, but she still owns you. Her people still own your people. You don't have a land of your own. You don't even know who you are. You don't know your language. You give yourself unto this white woman, or sister gives herself unto her, an Edomite man or African man who sold your people, or a Arab man who, again, they also had us in slavery, and they don't, they can't even bring you home to mom and dad. They don't approve of you. They see you as the bottom of society. We see ourselves as the bottom of society. How about we get together and build something? How about we get together and make our family stronger so we can figure out how to not be the bottom of society? How about we get together, we serve the Most High, and we have beautiful, strong families like you see in the ISUPK, and we build this nation. We don't need to beg. Imagine we're begging either my parents, the parents of whoever, if you was to be so foolish, you're begging their parents to approve of you. You're begging them. Meanwhile, you are the greatest nation on the face of this earth. You are a nation that's chosen by the Most High. The Bible says they are nothing but like unto spittle, and you're begging them for approval. You're seeking approval from them, a nation that has no wisdom, that doesn't have the real God of this Bible. The Bible says, make no marriages with them. Thy daughter you should not take unto his son, and neither take his daughter unto your son. Did I say that? I said that twice. Don't give your daughters unto their sons. Don't take their daughters unto your sons. All right? You stick with your own. You stick with the chosen people of God. And the Most High will bless your marriage and will bless your family. But when you give yourself to another nation, we're gonna read what happens when you give yourself to another nation. All right, go ahead.
Verse 4. For they will turn away thy son from following me.
For these Edomite women, these Hamite women, these Moabite women, these Elamite, Ishmaelite, they will all turn your son from following him. When you get with a Muslim woman, all of a sudden the brother's a Muslim now. You see him in a kufi and a diamond dress, bowing down at the Kaaba stone. You get with a funky white woman, good night. That brother is the most Christian you'll ever meet in your life. You get with a damn, a Moabite woman, a so-called Chinese woman. You know what I'm saying? Now you bowing down to Buddha or whatever the hell they do. You get with the Hamite, now you think it's Mama Africa. Now you think, say you calling the Empress or some shit. I don't know what they do in them funky Hamite countries. But listen, they will turn your sons from following the Most High, from following the true God of this Bible. We are already destroyed and we already don't know who the Most High is. The least you could do is have another black woman or sisters, black, Hispanic, or Native Indian woman, or sisters have a black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. So that even when you hear this truth, when you hear that the priests and prophets of the Bible saying that so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, you are the chosen people of God. If you're stood next to an oppressor, you can't hear that because your love is for them. Your focus, who you lie with, that's who your love is for. You lie with a heathen, your love is for the heathen, and it's no longer for your own people. It's no longer for yourself. You no longer want to hear the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the chosen people of God, and you are the ones that salvation is for. You don't want to hear that because you turn to your left, you see that heathen counterpart, and you're like, well, what about this person? You know what I'm saying? I love them so much. Can't they make it? This kingdom isn't for them. And when we have to break that news, now you don't want to hear the Most High. Now you don't want to serve God. That's why you shouldn't do it in the first place. You should get with a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian woman. And now when you turn to your left, you see a princess of the Most High. You don't have to worry. You don't have to say, well, what about this person? You know she's of the chosen people of God. All you got to do is correct her and teach her. That's it. All right, we done?
That they may serve other gods.
And now you're going to serve other gods. Now you're going to serve, the Kaaba stone and Muhammad and Allah. Now you're going to serve Christianity. Have that wooden cross around your neck. You're going to shave your beard, shave your face to look like a boy, like the boy she wants you to look like. Now you're going to serve Pan-Africanism or whatever. Now you're talking about, Egyptology and all that nonsense. It will turn you to follow other gods, which are no gods, according to this Bible. All right, go ahead.
So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you.
And the anger of the Lord will be kindled against you when you don't serve him. You were put on this earth to serve the Most High. Your mother and your father met each other, fell in love, had intercourse, gave birth to you so you could serve the Most High. That's it. That's the whole duty of man, according to the Bible. And when you neglect to do that duty, the Most High ain't rocking with you. And that's why there's so many stories of, brothers dealing with these, Edomite women, and then they'll say you did something to them, or you essayed them, you assaulted them, or this and that, or you have children with them, and then they break up with you and put you on child support, and you know what I'm saying, and all these other things. Everything. Now, not to say that the sisters can't be wicked and following that damn oppressor, doing the same thing, taking advantage of the oppressor system. But at the very least, your money ain't going to no damn heathen that already owns this kingdom. At the very least, like, you definitely want to be wise and pick a woman that ain't gonna put you on no damn child support. You know what I'm saying? But at the very least, it ain't just going right back to the oppressor. All right. And when she puts you on, when she takes you to court and says you did this, you never consented to this, and da 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 da. Now you're in prison because the Most High's anger is kindled against you. All right. Let me get verse 6, Brother Kushar, for time's sake.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
For we are a holy people unto the Lord our God. We are a people that set apart. The Most High don't want us mixing and mingling and interracial with all these other nations. We are a chosen people, man. We are a holy people unto the Lord our God. Go ahead.
Khan. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Go ahead.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Most High chose us to be a special people unto himself. The living God in his Bible chose us to be his people. And we are what?
Above all people that
Above
are upon the
all
face
people.
of the earth.
Khan, go ahead. Above all people that are upon the face of this earth, above every other nation. You look and you see them above you now, but that's not how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be above all these other nations. We shouldn't be in a situation where we're seeking them for approval, or we're wearing their hairstyles to, we think that's the beauty standard, or we have so little self-confidence and self-worth, we're trying to be like them. We're trying to be like the Arabs and becoming Muslims. We're trying to be like the oppressor and becoming Christians and serving him. Christianity is just white supremacy. It's just the love of an oppressor. The God of this Bible is a black man. It says his hair is of the pure wool.
That's right.
Christ himself, the greatest man to walk on the face of this earth, was a dark-skinned black man with woolly hair.
Right.
But when you're in that Christianity, you serve the white man. You serve the white man the same way you serve your oppressor boss. You know what I'm saying? You just love him, and you have no love for your own. When your God is white, how can you see yourself as anything? That Christian church, damn near black people don't exist. You don't see a single black person in this Bible if you're in Christianity. Meanwhile, if you understand this Bible, if you come into the ISUPK, you'll find out that every single person in this Bible, damn near, is a black man, just like you. And you will see yourself as something. You will see that Moses was black, that the prophets were black, Isaiah, Ezekiel, Jeremiah. These were black men, just like you. Jesus Christ himself, which is Yahushai in the Hebrew, he was a black man, just like me and you. And maybe, just maybe, you'll see yourself as something. Maybe you'll see that black woman next to you as something. All right. Is that it on verse 6? Yeah, that's it on verse 6.
That's it. That's the end of that.
Give me let me see. Give me Tobit chapter 4 and verse 12 in the Apocrypha. All right. When you start to come out of that Christian mindset and you understand that Christ is not white, God is not white. You know what I'm saying? Paul, Peter, Mark, Luke, John, these are black men. These are Israelites, just like you. They were enslaved, they were in captivity under the Romans, just like you. You're in captivity under the Romans right now. These are the America and France and Spain and England. They descend from the Romans. It's the same people. We are the same people that were enslaved then. We were the same people that were enslaved in Egypt under the Hamites. We are those same people in slavery once again because we disobeyed the Most High. All we have to do is turn back to him. All we have to do is turn back to him and love our own. Love our own more than anything. You love your own more than you love money. Love your own more than you love the new pair of Jordans. And maybe we'll start to build something in this nation. Maybe we'll start to have these other nations look upon us, and instead of seeing us as down and a proverb and a byword saying, don't be like these people, telling their sons and their daughters, don't hang around them people. They're no good. Don't be like them people. They're crazy. They're this, they're that. Instead of being that, we can be a nation that these other nations look upon us and say, what's that verse in the Bible where it says, let me get it. Let's say what a wise nation that has God so nigh unto them. Let me find that real quick. Instead of treating you like a proverb and a byword, let me see. Let me see. There we go. Deuteronomy 4 and verse 6. In the sight of the nations which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. That's the reputation you want to have. You don't get that by, you know what I'm saying, giving yourself and giving everything to these heathen. What nation? When you mix up and you're you know what I'm saying, you're diluting the bloodline of Israel. Sisters, if you get with an oppressor, that child is an oppressor. He's not an Israelite. So when you do that, what nation do we really have? What togetherness, what unity do we really have when we can't even love each other? When we start to love one another and marry one another and build strong families with understanding and wisdom, the laws of this Bible, then these other nations will look upon us and say, surely this is a great nation, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. But what nation is so great who hath God so nigh unto them as the Lord our God in all things that we call upon him for? That will be our reputation. We just gotta listen, get away from that then, a heathen women, you know what I'm saying, rehabilitate yourself. Get away from them like you're getting away from crack cocaine. Get away from them like they're damn, like it's an addiction. You need to get away from that. You come into the ISUPK, we'll rehabilitate you to get away from them heathen women that you're so lustful for, because you see yourself as nothing. When you give yourself to a heathen, you see them as something. You're trying to get them. You're doing everything you can to impress them and court them. You see yourself as nothing, man. You give all that energy to a so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian woman. That's what I'm gonna do. So I don't know about y'all, but I'm listen, these sisters that I look at, you know what I'm saying? These is real princesses the Most High. I ain't looking at no heathen woman. All right, you got that scripture for me?
Khan of the one Khan.
Go ahead.
Book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse 12. Beware of all whoredom, my son. And
beware of all whoredom. Go ahead.
And chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers.
It says, beware of all whoredom and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers. All right. Now, why does it say beware of all whoredom? You can tell me. You can put in the comments or Radar if you know. Why does it say beware of all whoredom and chiefly take a wife of the seed of your fathers? What is it saying about, what is it calling whoredom?
Whoredom, it's basically saying don't get with another person, another woman from a different nation to you.
Right. And what does it call it? What if you were to do that? What is this verse calling that act?
It's calling it whoredom. You're going against.
That's right. It's called a whoredom. That's exactly right. Black man, when you sleep with an Edomite woman or a Hamite woman, a Moabite, Ammonite, Ishmaelite, that is whoredom. You are being a whore. Straight up and down, you're being a whore according to the Bible. According to Tobit. According to the Most High, you're being a whore. These sisters, if you give yourself to a heathen man, you're being a whore. That's whoredom. I'm going to just tell it to you straight. According to the Bible, that is whoredom. You want to get away from that. You want to be aware of that. Beware of that whoredom. Be very conscious of it. You want to know who you're sleeping with. You want to know, is this somebody you're permitted to sleep with? Forget this ain't about no love is love. Yeah, you say love is love. Listen, love is love justifies all sorts of whoredom, all sorts of fornication. You say love is love. A pedophile will just say, okay, well, love is love. I just love children. If you say love is love, a homosexual will just say, okay, love is love. You know, you'll do that which is unseemly in the sight of the Most High. Salakia. That is unseemly, according to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no love is love. There are instructions, there are rules on who you can love. You can choose who you can love according to the Bible. Don't be no Christian and say love is love and I just fell in love with this person and that person and da-da-da-da. Don't be no Christian. Christianity justifies all sorts of whoredom. Toby said, beware of all whoredom and chiefly take a wife of the seed of your fathers. Go ahead.
Khan. And take not a strange woman to wife.
And take not a strange woman to wife. These are the nations. They are strange to you. Don't take no strange woman to wife. You take you know what I'm saying? These are the nations. That culture is strange to you. They smell a little different. You know what I'm saying? Their food is different. I you know what I'm saying? I can live with fufu. I can live with that. It's like I can live with no fufu. I can live with you know what I'm saying, mayonnaise sandwiches and just potato salad. I couldn't live with that. They are a strange people unto you. Their culture is different. These Edomites, you know what I'm saying, like they don't even wash their legs. Like they strange to us. Their culture is not our culture. Their food is not our food. Their cleaning habits is not our cleaning habits. Go ahead. It's like I lost a brother. Radar, you still there? So like I ain't hearing you. Is there any issue with my audio? I think my brother disconnected. All right, no sweat. He gonna come right back. All right, let me pick up Firm in the meantime. Let me see where's we at. Take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe, for we are the children of the prophets. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, we are the children of the prophets. We are those descendants. We're the descendants of the prophets. We are the descendants of the you know what I'm saying, the nation, the birth of Christ, the greatest black man to walk on the face of this earth. We are those descendants. That's who we are. That's our history. You want to talk about Black History Month, they tell you about slavery. This is Black history right here. We are the children of the prophets. That's Black history. When you read about you know, Adam, you read about Noah, you read about King David, King Solomon, you read about Isaiah, the Jeremiah, the prophets, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, you read about Christ and the disciples and the apostles. That's Black history. Read that part. I guess a read from For We Are the Children of the Prophets, Baba Kushar.
We are the children of the prophets. What do you
Yep,
mean?
read from there.
Oh, us. Yeah, yeah.
For we are the
Okay,
children
okay.
of the prophets.
Yeah, yeah. Can't other one can. For we are the children of the prophets.
Yep.
No, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember
We are the
my
children
son.
of the prophets. We are the children of Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That is our lineage. That is our genealogy. That's our history. We should be proud in that. You know, you have the Edomites, the British, they're proud of their culture. They're proud of the wars they won and the lands they conquered. They're proud of their British history. We should be proud of this history. From Noah to Abraham to Isaac to Jacob. That's our history. These great men in this Bible. Go ahead.
Can't other one can. That our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of
I think
their
you missed the
own
part.
kindred. Salakia.
It says, remember my son.
Oh, Salakia. Remember my
Yes, sir.
son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred.
It says, remember my son, that our fathers from the beginning, our forefathers, even that they all married wives of their own kindred. They married their own. They married black. They married, they married other. They married their kindred. So, like today, you marry a so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian woman. You marry your own kindred. That is your people. When you marry your own, you get stronger. You build your nation. When you marry another nation, you join them. Because in this kingdom, this day and age, these are the nations. They are mightier than you. They are mightier than you, and we don't have the Most High's protection to overcome them. That's not to say, once we get the kingdom, now we can start sleeping with white women, sleeping with this and that. It's still against the it's still against the law. It's still a sin. It even says King Solomon, he was, a king, had all these other nation women, and that was a sin, according to the Bible. He sinned in doing that. But that's not to say, once we have power, once we have might, you can get with these other women. But what I'm saying is, when you do that in this day and age, they have the power, so they will pull you to them. You look up to them because they are above you in this kingdom. But that's not how it's supposed to be. All right, they married from their own. What does it say? They all married wives of their own kindred. Go ahead.
Can't other one can. And were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land.
And they were blessed in their children. Their children were blessed. You know what I'm saying? You have a child with another black, Hispanic, Native Indian woman. You know what I'm saying? That child looks like you. That child looks just like you. And in looking just like you, that child looked just like the prophet. That child looked just like Christ. That child just looked just like Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel. When you mix up your you try to mix up and do interracial, your children don't look like you no more. They don't look like the chosen people of God. They look like something else. Go ahead.
And their seed shall inherit the land. Verse 13. Now therefore, my son, love thy brethren, and despise not in thy heart thy brethren.
So it says, love thy brethren and despise not in your heart your brethren. Despise not in your mind your people, your brothers, your sisters. In doing what?
The son and daughters of their people.
Read on.
The son and daughters of thy people, in not taking a wife of them, for in
not
pride.
Taking a wife of them. That's how you despise and you hate your people. You despise and hate your people in not taking a wife of them. The sisters, in not taking a husband of them. I see so many shows talking about, it's a controversial topic. It's a topic of conversation where they ask, can you be in an interracial relationship and still love black people and still be proud of your culture and still this and that. According to Tobit, you cannot be with any other race of people and still love black people. That's in the Bible. It says it right here. It says, despise not. And you say, let me read it again. Despise not in thy heart thy brethren, the sons and daughters of thy people, in not taking a wife of them. That's the answer right there. You cannot be in an interracial relationship and love your people. You love who you lie with. Who you lie with every night and have children with and try to build with and have a house with and da-da-da-da-da. That's who you love. You don't love your own when you choose to lie down with another nation.
Right.
You despise your own. Tobit said it right here. Go ahead.
Khan. For in pride is destruction and much trouble.
For in pride, when you do so in pride, you think, nah, I ain't gonna listen to what the Most High says. I'm gonna get with this Edomite because she's easy. I'm gonna get with this other nation because they're easy. In that pride is much destruction. In that pride, you'll find out that these heathens, when push comes to shove, they don't love you like you think. They don't love you like you think they love you. You know what I'm saying? An Edomite woman will get to calling you all type of N-words and coon and gollywog if you pee her off. I pray you understand. They don't love you like you think they love you. You ain't getting no reparations. Go ahead.
Khan. And in lewdness is decay. And
So
great
lewdness
one.
is like perverseness. So in that lewdness and perverseness is decay and great one. Meaning you're giving all your riches and everything you build. When you're in those kind of relationships, you give unto them. You die, it's just gonna go into them. That's just how it's gonna work. Because their people will set it up where it'll just go into them. And your people will stay in what does it say? In decay and great one. Because you don't want to build with your own. You don't want to feed your own. Go ahead.
For lewdness is a mother of famine.
The lewdness is the mother of famine. All right. No sweat. Get me Jeremiah chapter 29 and verse 6. All right. So it says in lewdness, which is perverseness, is perversion is the mother of famine. When you do that, you ain't blessed by the Most High. If you continue to be in these, you know what I'm saying, you continue to say love is love and give everything you have to a heathen nation, that's the mother of famine. The Most High will say, no sweat. You will continue to starve. You will continue to be in this situation you're in. They will continue to rule over you because you clearly love them more than your own. You love them more than the Most High because you disobey him directly in doing that. The Most High will say, no sweat. You love them so much, let them continue to rule over you instead of being the ruling class on the face of this earth. All right, go ahead.
Book of Jeremiah 29, verse 6. Take ye wives and begot sons and daughters.
That's right. Take ye wives and begat sons and daughters. Now, who should you take as your wife? Or sisters, who should you take as your husband? According to the Bible, from what we just read. Who should we take? When it says take ye wives, does that mean take these other nations? I mean, you know what I'm saying, take a Hamite or take an Ammonite, just take ye wives. Who's that talking about? Let me see if anyone can answer in the comments or Radar. If you you know what I'm saying, if you have an answer.
Khan. It's saying take wives of our people, Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. Pick one of them.
Yeah, that's who you should take wives from. That's who sisters should take husbands from. Nazam got it right. Nazam Anah got it right. I see Nakath knows. Most High Christ. Yeah, you know who you should take, who you should take a husband from, or who these brothers should take wives from. There we go. There we go. Your nation. I'm right. That's to you where it says, take ye wives and beget sons and daughters. You take brothers, you take from blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. And it's crazy because there's so much range in the 12 tribes of Israel. There's so many different flavors, and there's different, even within just like if you was to stick if you was to think about one tribe, like the tribe of Benjamin, there's so much variety in even just the tribe of Benjamin. You got, you got your slim, you got your thick, you got, if you like them a little thicker, there's so much variety. You got all sorts of different complexions and different, hair textures and this and that. We got so much variety in even just the 12 tribes of Israel. You got the Northern Kingdom, so-called Puerto Ricans, Cubans, this and that, Colombians. You got so much variety. Why would you ever need to go to another nation? Why would you ever want to take a wife and beget children of these nations that are nothing? Go ahead.
Khan, and give your daughters to husbands, that they may bear sons and daughters, that ye may be increased there.
You give your daughters and take wives for your sons, meaning take a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian woman to your son to wife, and take and give your daughters unto a husband, a black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. All right, and it says that you may be increased and not diminished. So when you do that, when you give, you give your daughters to a good, a strong Israelite, you take an Israelite woman into your son, you increase and you're not diminished. And how do you know it's not how you know it's of course it's not talking about heathen woman, because this is a book, this contains the law, right? So it would never be talking about that. And it's like I'm just addressing Bathrona's comment. Khan, there's so much flavor with even just the 12 tribe of Israel. You know what I'm saying? You got so much. I mean, flavor in the fact that we are the salt of the earth. So there's flavor in that in general. You got so many different variety as well in that. So Khan, you got, what I'm saying, you got more than a selection. Anything else, anything outside of that is just lewdness. It's just perversion. All right. It says, and specifically where it says that you may be increased and not diminished, that's talking about like giving your daughter unto another Israelite. And why do you know that? Like, why, how would you know? Because it says you will increase and not diminish. How do you know it's talking specifically about Israelites, like taking Israelite daughters into your sons and giving your daughters into Israelite brothers? How do you know that? I'm gonna see if anybody can answer. Go ahead.
Oh. Is it like going into like basically like, is it like if the kids, her children ain't gonna be Israelites, basically they ain't gonna be
Right.
the chosen people.
That's right. It's talking about other Israelites, because if you was to give your daughter to a heathen man, those children are not Israelites. So your nation would diminish. Even on the flip side, if you was to take a heathen woman, or your son was to take a heathen woman, the nation diminishes in the sense that brother, his heart will be turned away from following the Most High. So your nation would diminish and not increase. It won't increase in strength. They won't increase in number. If your son takes a heathen woman, your nation diminishes in strength. If your daughter gets given to a heathen, your nation just diminishes, because those children are not Israelites. You have essentially you basically stopped the Israelites at that sister. The Israelites, the flow of Israelites just stops right there when she gets with a heathen man. All right, let me see if God, blind and tasteless, these other nations. I'm right. These other nations don't know about flavor. They don't know about style. They don't know about swagger. They don't know about you know what I'm saying? You see the sister go to here. So like I said, because if you go into someone of your own, I don't think I understand. If you go into someone now, if you go into someone of your own, you will increase. Like if you go with another Black, Hispanic, Native Indian, I think she meant you go into someone of another nation, you will increase. Like especially for sisters, if you get with a heathen man, the Israelite bloodline just stops right there. The nation will not increase; it will simply diminish. All right, go ahead. Is that the end of verse 6?
Connor and Con.
All right, Most High Christ. All right, let's get into how, you know what I'm saying, the topic of this class, how brothers, so now we know who can be our wives, who can be the husbands to the daughters of Israel. Now we know that. We've established that. Let's see how brothers and sisters should treat each other. So get me Ephesians chapter 5 and 22. Let's find out how brothers and sisters should treat each other. Let's find out, you know what I'm saying, what's the dynamic in these relationships. Once you find a wife for your son, or once you find a husband for your daughter, let's see how a marriage should go. Let's see how you know, let's see what that looks like according to the Bible, or what that should look like. You know, marriages in England or in America influenced by this system is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. The woman's trying to rule the household, won't listen. She don't listen to man because she don't need no man. You know, she don't need no man telling her what to do. He's not her father, right? Whereas the Bible says, you know what I'm saying, you will, you know, when your father gives you to this man, he's giving you over as his possession. You did belong to him, now you belong to this man. That's biblical. So he damn near is your father. That's why, you know what I'm saying, when you're happy and you pleased, you calling him, you know, you call him daddy and shit. Because he owns you. That's biblical. It's spiritual. Why y'all sisters, you know what I'm saying, when you know what I'm saying, when y'all in that mood, y'all calling him all sorts of, you know, papi and daddy and shit, because he owns you. You go from your father to your husband. It ain't no, I don't need no man and you're not my father. You weren't saying that. You weren't saying that a few nights ago. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Like, let's be adult by it. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't saying that last night type shit. All right. Let's see how these sisters should treat their husband and how these husbands should treat their wives. Let me see. This goes to another. Yeah, Khan should say another nation. All right, go ahead.
Book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands.
It says, wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands. And what does it mean to submit? You can break that down in the comments. Let me see if a sister can break that down. What does it mean to submit yourself unto your husband? I want someone to answer that in the comments. While we got the comments, you know what I'm saying, working on that question, go ahead and read on.
As unto the Lord.
As unto the Lord. Submit yourself unto your husband as unto the Lord. You submit to that man like you're submitting to God himself. Let's see if the sisters know what submitting to a man means. Let me see. Go ahead and read on.
Khan. Verse 23. For the husband is the head of the wife.
For the husband is the head of the wife. Right? The same way your father was the head of the household. The husband is the head of the wife. All right, let me see. I got some answers right here. Okay. I'm gonna Zamanah. She says, give in, obey, be obedient. Okay. What else we got? So, like you said, to submit, to listen, to obey, listen, etc. All right, those is correct. You submit, you obey your husband like you obey the Most High God. All right, all these Christian women talking about they love the Most High, they love God, they love Jesus, but they hate that word submit. They despise it like it's venom. They despise it like it's acid on their skin. They hate that word submit. Read that again from the top, Slacky, one more time. Let me just burn a Christian woman a little bit. Let me just burn her again, Salakia. I need you to read that again.
Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands.
Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husband. As unto what?
As unto the Lord.
As unto the Lord. If you say you love the Most High, you love God, you love Jesus, but you don't submit yourself unto your husband, you are a liar. You are an absolute liar. If you can't serve your husband, how could you ever serve the Most High? In the Bible, it says if you can't love your brother who you can see, how could you love God who you can't see? If you don't respect your man, how could you ever respect Christ? How could you ever respect the Most High? You don't respect who he put in charge over you. That's like if I say, okay, you know, and children do this shit all the time. That's why a lot of the time, you know, sisters can be, it's like a childish spirit. It can be that way. You just don't like authority. You just want to rebel. You just, you know, you just want to do your own thing. You want to eat candy for dinner every night. You want to do whatever's pleasing to you. If I'm a father, right, and I'm you know, I have a few children. One of them's like a bit older, so I put this child in charge of my other children, and I say, you know, whatever this child says, because I trust him to you know, I'm saying, protect you, obey that order, and you don't. And then when I leave, you ain't listening to a thing this child I put in charge says. You don't love me. You could never respect me because I put this person in charge. If you don't listen to their orders, you do not respect me. You don't respect who I put in charge over you. If that makes sense, if I'm simplifying it enough for the sisters. You cannot love the Most High. You cannot love Christ if you don't respect and revere and submit to your husband. All right? The Most High Christ, this is God right here. When you submit to a man, it pleases the Most High. Damn right. That's in the Bible as well. All right? To listen to him because he knows what is best for you. Damn right. Damn right. Some of these sisters, you know, they talking about, you know, they got an abusive man or something, or you know, their man is crazy. Why are you opening your legs and deciding to sleep with a man who you don't trust his leadership, or you don't respect, who is gonna beat you or some shit? You want to choose your husband very wisely so that you obey his orders like you obey the Most High. It ain't no because he's this, you ain't gonna listen to him. If you open your legs to him, you better listen to him. That's who you chose. That's who you chose to be a husband, no sweat. You serve him as you serve the Most High.
Right.
And maybe you'll think a little bit harder of who you open your legs to. You'll think a little bit harder of who you lie down with. When you know that once you lie down with this man, you are required by the Most High God, the living God of this Bible, to submit unto him like you submit to God. Maybe that will stop, you know, that will stop divorce. That will stop, you know, single parent households when you choose a man that you now know that you can trust to lead, that you submit to, that you know will protect you, right? That you know will love you as you're supposed to be loved. Listen, if you want to know who you can submit to, I mean, not who you can, but if you want a man that you know is going to lead you the right way, you come to the ISUPK. That's where you find men that you submit to like the Most High, and you will be absolutely following the Most High, because these men and these priests and prophets, you know what I'm saying, these generals, these captains, these officers, these troopers, they follow the Most High. So when you follow that man, you follow a man of God, you're following the Most High. You serve a man of God, you serve the Most High. Even with brothers, like there's a captain over you, that captain serves the Most High. So when you follow his orders, you're following orders from the Most High. You're serving the Most High through him. All right? It's like, it's kind of the one, 27 years of marriage, it works. Yeah, damn right. Yeah, it definitely works. When you pick that good man, when you pick a good man to lead you, and you obey him like you obey the Lord, it most certainly works. Damn right, sis. Most High in Christ. Congratulations on 27 years. That's Most High in Christ, sis. All right, go ahead and read on.
Khan the one Khan. Even as Christ is the head of the church.
Mm-hmm. So the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church. So even as Christ is the head of the ISUPK, right? That's what, you know, the quote unquote church is. We don't call it church because that's it's Christian connotations. We want to separate as far from that. It's the same thing. We call it a school. Christ is the head of the school. Our generals, they serve Christ, right? And even as the man is the head of the woman, so husbands are the head of the wives, even as Christ is the head of the school. Go ahead.
Come. And he is the savior of the body.
And he is the savior of the body. So he is the savior of us. He's the savior of the school. Because he died for our sins, we are able to come back to the Most High. We should all be unalived. But because that brother sacrificed himself, because he loved blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians so much, he gave his life for us to protect us. We should serve him. We should serve his words. We should honor that man, reverence that man. The same way your man wants to protect you. He tells you, don't go out like that. Don't go out looking like that. Don't go here. Don't go there. I don't want you doing that or dressing like that. He's trying to protect you because he loves you the same way Christ loved the church, loved the school, and he'd be willing to die to protect you. You reverence that man and serve that man. Yeah, damn right. This is the guy right here. One West marriages last forever. Damn right. If you want a marriage that will last forever, that will last until death, you find that only in the ISUPK. A strong, good marriage that is blessed by the Most High. You find that only in the ISUPK. All right, go ahead.
Khan, verse 24. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their own husband in everything.
In how many things?
In everything.
In everything. What did China Monet say? She said she cooks, she cleans, she F's, and she shuts up. It ain't no, I'll do the cooking and cleaning, but I ain't closing my mouth. Your husband tells you to close your mouth. Be quiet. Obey him. Obey him. If a general tells everybody in school to shakwat, be quiet, you best believe we're going to be quiet. We obey that man like we obey Christ. If your husband tells you to be quiet, shakwat, be quiet. Obey him in everything. No sign of Christ. I pray you'll understand. All right, go ahead.
Khan, verse 25. Husbands, love your wives.
And husbands ought to love your wives. The same way your woman reverences you and respects you and obeys you. Husbands, you love your wives. Love and protect and honor and cherish her. Love your wives. Go ahead.
Even as Christ also loved the church.
Even as Christ loved the church. And what did Christ do for the church? What did Christ do for the school? For the men that followed him? He taught them. He taught them how to live. Brothers, you're going to have to teach these sisters. You're going to have to teach these sisters how to be right. Instruct them, correct them. That's what Christ did for the school. That's what Christ did for his followers. And also, he died for them. He loved them so much, he died for them. Brothers, you should be willing to lay down your life for a good sister that follows you like she follows the Lord. And sisters, if you want a man to love you and protect you and cherish you, you should serve him. When you serve him, you're giving him incentive. If you serve a man, he will love you and he'll be willing to die for you, and you serve him with such great obedience, with such meekness and humbleness. When you serve that man with that spirit, good night. There ain't much you couldn't get from a brother like that. Sisters, if you knew your power in your femininity, if you knew that power, says Salakia, you could get a lot from a brother. But when you fighting against him and nagging him and trying to disobey him and not respect him, that's when that brother don't, he ain't feeling so protective. How can I protect this woman when she won't even listen to me when I say don't dress like this? So when she gets hit on and this and that, now she wants me to fight another brother because she was dressing and looking like a whore, and now somebody's hitting her. She wants me to fight this brother. Now she causing me to get into a damn fight because she don't want to listen to me. Why a brother will be thinking, why should I protect this? She can't even listen. She can't close her mouth when she's been yapping so much. I got a headache, a migraine. She's giving me a stroke. She will lead me to death. Why should I protect this? Sisters, you want to earn that protection. You want to be very obedient. You want to follow that man, and that man will love you like Christ loved the church. Love the school. All right, go ahead. In fact, let me that verse and gave himself for it. Jump to verse 28.
Book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 28. So out men to love their wives.
So it says, so ought men to love their wife. I mean, this is how you ought to love your wife. This is how you should love your wife. Go ahead.
Khan. As their own bodies.
You love your wife as your own body. When you have a wife, when you have, intercourse with this woman, she is joined to you. You are no longer two different people. You are the same person. So you love that wife like she is you because she is you. When you lay down with this woman, you're the one. She is you and you are her. That's why you want to be very careful of who you lay down with. You don't want to be joined with a whore. You don't want to be joined with, this and that, with all sorts of, different funky kind of people. You don't want to be joined into that, because when you join into that, you become one with that. Like you don't, and like when you join us, you become one with us. Whatever you are, that's whatever we are. So you know what I'm saying. That's why. You want to be very aware of who you choose. Who you choose to, for sisters, who you choose to be your leader, and for brothers, who you choose to join unto you to become one with. All right, go ahead.
He that loveth his wife loveth himself.
And if you love your wife, you love yourself, because your wife is you. Your wife is your family. That's you. If you love your wife and you protect your wife and you correct your wife, you're correcting, you're loving and protecting and correcting yourself. That's you. When you have a wife, that you're a one unit. You ain't two different, beings no more with different mindsets. You're one. Whatever problems she has, these are now your problems. Whatever problems his brother has, these are now your problems. But brothers, you should love your wife. You should love your woman like unto yourself. You love your woman, then you love yourself. If you don't love your woman, you do not love yourself. You don't. Because if you was to get with a woman that you don't love and don't protect, then you value yourself so little that you would join yourself. Like for example, if you get with a sister and try and just cast her away because she's a whore, you value yourself so little that you would join yourself with a whore. You don't love yourself. You don't respect yourself enough. You don't respect yourself if you're going to join yourself into a heathen. You don't love yourself. Go ahead. Is that on that? It's 28 to let me jump to verse carry on reading.
Khan, verse 29. For no man ever yet hated his own flesh.
For no man ever hated his own flesh. Why would you hate your own flesh? No man hates himself. Every man, wants to do, wants to live and wants to, do what's good for him. He should do, in the right spirit. All right, go ahead.
But nourisheth and cherisheth it, even as the Lord, the church.
Go ahead.
Verse 30. For
A
we
man
are
doesn't
members.
hate his own flesh; he nourishes it. When a man's hungry, he doesn't starve himself; he gets food. When a man's, feeling depressed, or when a man's like, in a bad way, he don't just, just off himself. Lord, Lord allow. You will cherish or hate yourself. So why would you hate, your woman, which is you? When you join into her, she is you. So you nourish her like you nourish yourself. You cherish her like you cherish yourself. You respect her like you respect yourself. You ain't gonna cause no harm unto her, because you wouldn't want no harm unto you. Brother, you shouldn't be, what I'm saying, all sorts of domestic violence, and sisters as well. Listen, sisters is terrible for domestic violence. Y'all is emotional, and we'll get to drawing knives and throwing punches and slaps and no claws and all sorts of things. Sis, you don't touch that man, because you're joining to him. You nourish that man and cherish that man like you want to be nourished and cherished, and it will be returned unto you. But when you're clawing and yelling and punching and calling police on this brother, you don't love yourself. You don't love yourself because you don't love who you chose to be your head. You don't love yourself because you don't love who you chose to give your body to. All right. Go ahead and read on.
For we are members of this body, of the flesh, and of his bones.
All right. Even as the Lord loved the school, loved the church in the Bible. For we are members of his body, his flesh, his bones. Right? We are his family. He loves us like himself. So we should love our wives like ourselves. Sisters, you should love your husband like yourself. All right, go ahead. In verse 31. Oh, I think I'll lose the brother. You back?
You back? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, my phone, man.
All right, go ahead from verse 31.
Khan. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall be joined unto his wife, and they two shall be one flesh.
Right. When you join unto your wife, when you leave your father and your mother and you now join unto your wife, you become one flesh. She is now you. You are now her. So you be very aware and be very wise in who you choose to join to be one flesh with. All right. You don't want to join to these other nations, because when you do so, your nation diminishes. You don't want to join to a foolish woman, because then you become foolish. All right. All right, give me Matthew chapter 19 and verse 3. Okay, so we established the sisters should submit and obey their husbands like unto the Most High. Okay, we established the brothers should love their wives like unto themselves and nourish and cherish them. Okay, we've established that. Go ahead. What's that scripture? You got Matthew 19 and 3.
Khan.
Go ahead.
Book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 3. The Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him, and saying unto him,
Okay.
Is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause?
So they trying to tempt Christ. They trying to trip him up and say, is it lawful? Is it lawful for a man to leave his woman, leave his wife for every cause? So for anything, like it could be domestic violence, it could be verbal abuse, it could be, you know what I'm saying, she just won't be quiet. Every cause. Is it lawful for a man to leave his wife for every cause? And Christ respond.
And he answered and said unto them, Have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female?
Have you not read that he, which is in the beginning, made them male and female? The Most High made man and woman. He made man to be with woman and woman to be with man. You'll have the different pieces of the jigsaw puzzle. You'll have, what makes a solid unit. Like you'll see a difference in the brother when he has a rib. You know what I'm saying? He'll there's more. It's like a complete unit, right? Like even a child that grows up with just their father or with just their mother won't grow up in the right way. They need the discipline from their father. They need the empathy from their mother. They need, the protection and discipline from their father, and the guidance and the strong they need to know what masculinity looks like, and then they need to know what femininity looks like. Like sisters need to know how they need to be in their mother and what to look for a man in their father. Brothers need to know how to be in their father and what to look for in a sister in their mother. They need to see that. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Khan. Verse 5. And said, For this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall
That's what we
cleave
just
unto
read. For
his
this
wife.
cause, a man will leave his father and his mother and cleave unto his wife. We just read that. Go ahead.
Khan. And they twine shall be one flesh.
And they twain, meaning they two will be one flesh. Go ahead.
Khan. Verse 6. Wherefore they are no more twine, but one flesh.
And so there are no longer two different people. They're no longer twain, but one flesh. Go ahead.
Khan. What therefore God have joined together, let no man put.
And when you
asunder.
Khan, when you join with this man, for a sister, if you sleep with this man, for a brother, if you sleep with this woman, now you all have made when you do that, you've made an oath with the Most High. And so what the Most High has put together, let no man put asunder. There should be no divorce. There should be the divorce rate in the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community should be 0. It should be 0. When you serve the Most High, the divorce rate will plummet to 0. Because what God hath put together, let no man put asunder. That's in the Bible. They ain't no, listen, you listen to your Christian pastor saying, well, God wants you to be happy. Lie. If you chose a man that makes you miserable, then God wants you to be miserable. He wants you to stay with that man because you're not to leave him. When you leave him and be with another man, now you're committing adultery. Now you're committing a sin. So Salakia, if you chose a man that makes you miserable, you ain't no God wants you to be happy, so leave this man. Lie. God wants you to be miserable. If you made a mistake and God wanted you to be happy, you know what I'm saying? He might, I don't know, he might, if it's a sinful brother, he might put that brother to death and then you can remarry. But it ain't no, well, God just wants you to be happy. You know what I'm saying? Just divorce this brother. What God hath put together, let no man put asunder. Don't let that Christian pastor put that asunder. Don't let your mother say you should leave this man because this and that. If you're sleeping with that brother, that's your husband. And you should be with him until death. Don't let no other man, you know what I'm saying, talk you out of being with your man and say, oh, you don't treat you this way, you don't treat you that way. All right? And Khan, like this sister said right here, if y'all got relationship issues, don't let nobody just say, you know, don't listen to your what they call them. They call them their girlfriends. Don't listen to your girlfriends and leave the brother and talking about you can do better. If you could do better, you would have done better. You would have chose a better man, but you chose this man and be with him. If y'all have issues, seek counsel. Seek counsel. If y'all have issues that y'all can't fix together, y'all can't come together and reconcile, seek counsel. All right. If y'all got relationship issues, you come to the ISUPK. You don't go to the church. You don't go to your so-called girlfriends that are all single and miserable and just want you to be single and miserable like them. That's all. You don't listen to your mother who could never keep a man because she was, you know, rebellious and disobedient and just couldn't submit to a man. You come to the ISUPK, you seek counsel. All right, go ahead.
Come. Verse 7. They say unto him, why did Moses then command to give a writing and divorcement?
What verse is that?
Verse 7.
Verse 7. Let me see. You in Matthew 19, right?
Come.
Let me see where I wanted this to. All right, go ahead. So I'm gonna skip verse 7. So basically saying, why did Moses then give a writing of divorcement? You know what I'm saying? Back in the days, Moses would write a bill of divorcement for brothers and sisters who were so vile to one another that it was better that they separate than to be together. Because it's to the point that they would damn near kill each other. And they was abusing each other and doing all sorts of vile things. So Moses would write a bill of divorcement and say, all right, no sweat. You go this way, you go that way. Don't join. All right, go ahead. So why did Moses do this? Go ahead. The next verse.
You want to start from the verse 9?
Verse 8. Verse 8.
Oh, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
He saith unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of their hearts, suffered you to put away your wives. But from the beginning,
so Moses,
it was
because
not
of the
so.
hardness of your heart, because the children of Israel were so rebellious and so vile and had no brotherhood towards one another like we do today, you got all sorts of horrible things brothers is doing to sisters, all sorts of horrible things sisters is doing to brothers. Because of the hardness of your hearts, he suffered it. It wasn't something that he wanted to do, but at that point, he had to suffer it. Y'all were just gonna kill each other, and now, now it's murder, and now there's just no nation. The nation just completely falls apart. Go ahead. Because brothers was not loving their wives like unto themselves, and sisters were not obeying their husband like unto the Most High. Because of the hardness of your hearts. Go ahead.
From the beginning, it was not so. Verse
From
9.
the beginning, it was not so. From our forefathers, it was not so. Our foremothers obeyed their husbands. Our forefathers loved their wives. Go ahead.
Verse 9. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery.
I say unto you, whosoever will put away his wife, meaning you're going to divorce this woman, you're going to unlawfully leave this woman because it is a sin to divorce. It is a sin to divorce. And it's right here. If you put away this woman to get another, you committed adultery, which is a sin punishable by death. But that's something that is the most prevalent in the Christian church, because they say that you can only have one woman. You can only be with one woman. So if you want to get this other, if God wants you to be happy with this sister, then you have to divorce the first. In that Christian church, they are telling you to commit adultery. It's right here. If a man leaves a woman to get with another, which is exactly what they do in that Christian church, because a man naturally, a man will naturally, he might want more than one woman, but in his mind, in Christianity, he has to leave you. He has to break his oath that he made with you and he made with God if he wants to be with this other woman. In ISUPK, we understand that a man can just have more than one wife. If he loves you and then he loves his other sister, he can lawfully have you both. He doesn't have to leave you and abandon you and give you abandonment issues and give you trauma and break his oath that he made with you to be with this other woman. He can have you both. And he can love and cherish you both. And you can both submit and obey to him like unto the Most High. Boom. I just fixed the divorce rate. The divorce rate should now be 0. It should now be 0. All Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians should have 27-year marriages and 27-plus-year marriages like Nizam. I just fixed it. That's all you'll need to do. When you serve this Most High, we can fix the divorce rate. We can fix single-parent households. We can fix everything. We can fix domestic violence. We can fix adultery and giving man bun, giving woman, all this sort of thing. We fixed all that. If you just serve the Most High. Go ahead. Is that the end of verse 9? Or are we still in verse 9?
Still in verse 9. And shall marry another, committed adultery, and whoso marrieth her which is put away doeth commit adultery.
And if now another brother takes this woman that you've left because you want to be with another woman, now that brother's committing adultery, which is something that goes so prevalent in the Christian church. Your Christian pastor will tell a sister to divorce you because he wants her. Now, what I'm saying? Now she's committed adultery in leaving you and being with him. If the Christian pastor tells you to, leave your wife to get another, now he probably just wants your woman. Again, so now you've left her, you've committed adultery, according to the Bible. And the Christian pastor that just wanted your woman all along, now he's committed adultery. All these things are going in the Christian church. The Christian church does not have the truth. Anything that allows these things, that allows you to divorce from your husband or your wife, except it be for fornication, except it be for I believe that's the word, except it be for fornication, being unlawful sex, then the truth is not in that place. The truth is not in the Christian church. The truth is not in whoever, any of these fake Israelite groups that would allow such things. The truth is right here in the ISUPK, where we tell you to get counsel. You don't leave that woman. You don't leave this brother. There might be a time you can separate for a time, but you are required not to leave them. You should have chose better. That's it. You should have chose better, but you are required to stay with them. Now, if they leave, I'm saying, they're not under what's the verse? He goes, they're not under like they're not required to stay with you. Like if they're not in the truth, they're not required to stay with you. So if they leave, let them leave. You can't you tie them up and hold them in your basement. Like you can't do that. If they leave, they leave. But you're required to stay with this person once you lie with them until the day you die. All right. Now, for time's sake, I got a few more verses. Let me see. All right, for time's sake, give me 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 1. And I think we'll close out on that one. Let me see what these other scriptures. Let me see if there's anything I wanted to get. Specifically, yeah, go ahead and get Ecclesiastes 30. No, it's like 1 Peter 3 and verse 1. I can tell you that
First Peter's chapter what?
First Peter's chapter 7, chapters like here. First Peter's chapter 3 and verse 1.
Go on. First Peter chapter 3 verse 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husband. That
So
if
once again, like we read in Ephesians, it says, "Wives, be in subjection unto your husbands." Go ahead.
that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives.
And this is something so powerful that a sister can do just by being submissive, by being a good woman. If you're a sister that's found the truth, but your husband is not in the truth, that brother might join the truth by you just being so feminine, so submissive, so supportive, so humble, so quiet. That brother will see you operating in a way that no other sister in this world, no other sister that follows Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion and all the white woman, all these whores, and wants to act like them. You become a sister that is brand new, that obeys her husband, that submits to her man, that is kind, that is comforting. You become that woman. That brother might just join. He might just get in all black. He might get his boots, get his loins, and you know what I'm saying, and start, start doing some work for the school. If you become that woman that is just undeniably in the spirit of the Most High. Go ahead.
Verse 2. While they behold you chaste conversations coupled with fear.
While they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear. Now, I believe it's coupled. They behold your chaste conversation. Now, the word chaste, like chastity, means pure. They behold your pure conversation. You ain't talking about, bitch this and bitch that. You ain't acting all ratchet and shit. You have pure conversation. Your conversation is the law. Conversation is the law, statutes, and commandments. Like you live and breathe femininity. I'm talking about feminism. You definitely don't live and breathe feminism. You don't want to do that. That is not the spirit of the Most High. Feminism tells you to leave your man, and women are independent. The Bible says, submit to your husband like unto God. All right. So you're in the spirit of femininity and just being a good sister. When they say that chaste conversation coupled with fear, coupled with respect for the Most High, and by respecting the Most High, they respect you. They serve you like unto God. That brother might just join the truth. He might just put on his old black and start saying, Yahweh Bashemi Al-Shad Rakatah. All right, read on.
Verse 3. Whose adoring let it not be that outward adoring of plaiting the hair, and of wearing of gold, or of putting on of apparel.
Right. Who's adorning, meaning what you dress yourself with, what you clothe yourself with, what you cover yourself with, right? Let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair and wearing of gold and putting on apparel. Now, does that mean you can't, sisters can't wear braids and sisters can't wear jewelry or can't, wear nice clothes? But let it not just be that. Let you not just be a vile sister that just looks good. There's plenty of that. There's plenty of that. There's far too much of that. Sisters just look good, but they are nothing aside from their assets or their nice hair or their jewelry and their clothes. They're nothing aside from that. There's no substance. Let it not just be that outward adorning. Don't just look good, but let it be what? Read the next verse.
Verse 4. But let it be the hidden men of the heart in that which is not corruptible.
But let it be the hidden man of the heart, meaning this is something this is what you want to wear, what you want to clothe yourself with is not something that's outward. It's hidden. It's something in your heart, in your mind, which is not corruptible. Meaning this, it won't rust like jewelry. It won't be subject to moths like clothes. It won't, eventually get messy and you have to redo it like your hair, right? It's not corruptible. Go ahead. And this is what you want to adorn yourself with. Go ahead.
Even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit.
Go ahead.
Which is in the sight of God
of
great price.
Which is in the sight of God a great price. So even the ornament, what you want to clothe yourself with is a meek, meaning humble, and a quiet spirit. When China Monet says she cooks, she cleans, she acts, and she shuts up, that shutting up is in the sight of the Most High a great price. That meek and quiet spirit, that's not something to be, scoffed at. That quietness and that humbleness is in the sight of God of great price. And if it's in the sight of God of great price, it's certainly in the sight of man of great price. That's what you want to adorn yourself with. Don't just look good. You be quiet. Be humble. Have a humble and meek and quiet spirit. Go ahead.
Verse 5, for after this manner in the old time, the holy woman also, who trusted in God, adored themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands.
That quiet spirit, that's how our foremothers, that's how the holy women, the women that were set apart, and the women that trusted in God, that's how they adorned themselves. And they were in subjection to their husbands. They chose a good man. They said, okay, this is a man I want to lead. I'm going to be meek and quiet and let this man lead. That's how they adorned themselves. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord.
And even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord. Now, Sarah in the Hebrew is Sarah, which means princess. Sarah was a princess. She obeyed her husband. You have so many of these women talking about, I want to be treated like a princess, princess treatment. Do they obey their husband? Do they call their husband Lord? Do they call their husband Sir or Adawan? Or are they just brats? They just want to be treated. That's not how a princess is treated. A princess is treated good, but she treats her ruler, she treats her, whether it's her father or her husband, the king, she treats her husband good. She serves her husband. She calls him Lord. Even the queen has to call, I say the queen because that's in this kingdom's, in Israelite culture, it would be the king and then his wives would be princesses. There is no queen in Israel, right? The princesses would call the king or Lord. You wouldn't just, disrespect him and you wouldn't just call him like any other man. You would call him Lord. That is your husband. That's your ruler. That man is the closest thing to God, to you. All right, go ahead.
Whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well and are not afraid with any amazement.
Right. Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord. You are her daughters if you do well. If you obey Abraham and you call your man Lord, you call your man Adawan or Sir or whatever you like, you might want to call him something else. You do that. You reverence him, respect him. You do well, and you're not afraid with any amazement, meaning you're not afraid to do so. You don't listen to your friends in the world saying, "Oh, why do you treat him like that? You should call him, you should be independent and da 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 da." You should listen to anybody else saying you should do anything else. You should treat that man like you should treat that man like he's the most high. Serve him. Do well. And don't be afraid by any means. Don't be afraid by this whole everything in the system telling you to be loudmouth and rebellious and independent and everything that he doesn't want you to be. Loud and just rough and just can't talk to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Just you don't want to be that. All right. Let me see. Let me get this like the last few verses. So we're gonna do with verse 7 and verse. We're gonna read to verse 9. It's like I'm gonna kind of fast just because I know we're over the time.
I want to keep going down.
Yeah,
Keep going.
yeah. If you can read to verse 9.
Likewise, ye husbands dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wives. Unto the wife.
Okay, I think you out for a second. All right, no sweat. I'm gonna read it. So it says, likewise, ye husbands dwell with them according to knowledge. So you husbands dwell with your wives according to knowledge, meaning where it says giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. So you give honor unto your wife in knowing that a sister is more emotional than a brother. So the way you correct a sister might not be as rough as the way you correct a sister. Now, don't get it wrong. Sometimes these sisters need a sister gonna always need sternness, but you might not, you might, it depends on her offense, but you might not need to cuss this sister out as much. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to be aggressive with her. She's the weaker vessel. So you can be stern, but, understand that a woman is more emotional. Or you gotta be more, you just can't be, you don't want to treat your woman like you treat your brother. This is, she's the weaker vessel. All right. You want to love her like unto yourself. Like the same way, like kind of in a similar way, children, you can't treat a child like you treat an adult. There's a difference. You can't treat a woman like you treat a man. There's a difference. You know what I'm saying? You can't treat even you can't treat the old like you treat people of your own age. There's just different ways you treat people. So you deal with them according to knowledge. You give honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. All right, go ahead.
Khan. And as the being hair to over hairs together of the grace of life, that your praise are not hindered.
Khan, as being heirs together of the grace of life, meaning these law, statutes, and commandments, which are life, they belong to you. You are the heirs of the grace of life. You are the ones that will inherit that. You will inherit the kingdom. You inherit the law, statutes, and commandments in this life just by being born a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian man or woman. So you are heirs together. This kingdom belongs to you. This wisdom belongs to you. So you want to treat each other with wisdom, treat each other with respect and knowledge and love, knowing that y'all are heirs together. It ain't just, the man is just, we don't bash women. Like it ain't no, the man is this and the man is going to get this. But our sisters are part of us, a part of our nation. When we join with a sister, we join it to us. We're the same. We not the same as in there's an order. Of course, it goes Christ, the school, what I'm saying, the brothers, the sisters, there's an order to it. But y'all are a family. All right. Anything you inherit, she's part of you. All right. So, and then verse 8, I'm going to read it for time's sake. It says, finally be ye of one mind, having compassion one of another, love as brethren, be pitiful, be courteous. Meaning you want to be of one mind. If you're in a marriage, you're joined as one. So you want to make sure you're of one mind. You want to make sure that household ain't divided in anything. You want to communicate with each other and make sure you're all on the same page. You want to have compassion one to another. Sisters have compassion to that brother. Brother have compassion to that sister. You want to love as brethren. Love as like brothers. You're a family. All right. At the same way you'd love your brother, or sisters would love their sister, or sister would love their brother. Either way, you want to love like your damn siblings. All right, be pitiful and be courteous, meaning be like empathetic and be kind. All right, not rendering evil for evil or railing for railing. So you don't want to, if somebody offends you, say if you have a wife offends you, does something evil against you, you don't want to render evil for that. You just want to correct her. If a brother offends you, you don't want to, get your get back and just render evil for evil. You want to bring it to that brother, Salakius, I was offended when you did this. Communicate and sort the issue. Don't just let it be tit for tat or railing for railing. You don't want to be yelling at each other and nagging each other and just calling each other all sorts of names, bringing up all sorts of hurtful history. I don't want to do that. But contrary-wise, blessing. You want to give a blessing to your wife, or you want to give a blessing to your husband and have that reciprocated. You want to cycle that in your relationships. Not hate, not spite, not jealousy, not anything, what I'm saying? You want to bless one another and keep that cycle going in your marriage. All right? Knowing that ye are therefore, knowing that ye are thereunto called, that ye should inherit a blessing. So you are called that you will inherit a blessing. So you want to continue to bless one another. So that all you receive in your relationship is blessing. All right? And there's a sister here said, remain blameless. So even if a brother or sister does something unto you, you remain blameless. You can't, you can't take that brother to counsel talking about, oh, he did this, when after he did that, you stabbed him in the leg. You can't take that brother to counsel, because now you're in the wrong. You want to remain blameless. All right. And with that, like, for going a bit over the time, that's the class. If I think it's time's sake, we're just gonna close out with the salute. So if you could, I'm gonna pass it over to powerful trooper Radaya Allah. If you could close out with the salute, Baruch Shah.
Come. Clap it up for the teacher. Good class there. Good class. Everyone there. All right, man of Israel, Imagine. Imagine Shabbat.
Oh, sorry, I think the brother disconnected. All right, for time's sake, I'm gonna just go ahead and do it. So Imadium Shabbat, Imadium, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Barak Atham. All right, and then Yad Yamatar, which means hands down. Let's leave the sisters real quick. So Imadium Shabbat, Imadium, Barak, Yahweh Shema Alathan Ba Hashem Yahushai. All right, Yad Yamatar, and then the class is dismissed. All right, the water for everyone for joining. You know what I'm saying? I'll see y'all for this week's Last One Kodash. Make sure you tune in on Friday, where I teach the Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? I'll teach you how to read, write, and speak your language according to the Bible. All right, biblical Hebrew. All right, and with that, shalom.
Okay. Homie, I've been...
There's a king that's coming back to save our people. Now, we should be preparing ourselves for the return of our king, not stuck up in these denominations and religions that's destroying our people and destroying our nation.
So when we are in this kingdom and a brother or a sister is doing wickedly in this kingdom, we must tell them, look, the world is expecting you to stay docile, to stay stupid.
That's what Christianity teaches our people. Teaches our people to hate one another and love the oppressor. Like, we'll never forgive one another for anything that another brother or sister do to us, but we'll forgive the oppressor in a heartbeat. There's something wrong with that, man.
Imagine living your life as a whole Christian your whole life, and life's good because you're a Christian and Jesus is white and everything's going great, and there's a landslide and the earth opens up and you go downstairs and you walk through this place and you see a black Jesus, man. Why is Jesus Christ black with an afro in the catacombs, man? This predates the Renaissance period.
So when you read the book of Genesis, the trees in the garden with other nations, a leaf, what is a leaf to a tree? The cover the tree. So Adam took the covering of another nation. What's the covering of another nation? Their culture. So when the Most High saw him, say, "Yo, Adam, where are you, man? Where are you? Don't mean I can't find you." He was like, "Who is this nigga?" But where are you, man? I don't know you.
Okay. So the Ba al Banya Yasha'ala wa Amarath al Ham wa Aidya Yahau. The Ba means speak. Al, when it's joined with something, so al Banya means what? Unto. Right? Excellent. So al when it's joined with something means unto. Banya means children. Yasha'ala is Israel. So unto the children of Israel.
Like if it's one thing a hoe gonna do, a hoe gonna hoe. But you ain't, she can't hold if there's nobody to hold with. And the thing she said at the end, where she said, I went back and I lied to him and he still wouldn't do it. And then she threw up her hands and she said, well, he'll just be a brother. That's what he need.
That's
brothers.
right.
If we have more brothers, hoes like her wouldn't have no outlet.
There was a man in the land of Oz, his name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright.
There you go, the man called Job. I think Job is what that afflicted. And that man was perfect and upright, meaning what? You can be perfect, man. Job was a man like everybody else, man. Job wasn't no angel, he didn't come from the heavens. And that man was perfect, meaning what? You can be perfect in the Bible. Being perfect is in the Bible.
Had fringes on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith that y'all know Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain above 50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause them niggas getting foul, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow.